Well, let's take a closer look now at these trends and others in the wedding industry. For that, I'm joined by Kyle Tysvaer, the CEO of Steal My Wedding Day. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, Steal My Wedding Day is certainly a unique concept. Tell us where the economic need for this company came from.
So it actually came from one of my experiences. I'm actually a wedding photographer as well. And early in my career, we ran across a cancellation, and it affected me as a small business owner, and it also affected the person who was canceling the wedding. So there's actually a great need to help out really everyone involved.
Now, by some estimates, weddings are a $300 billion industry. So with a sluggish global economy, are people going cheap on their weddings, or is this an industry that really enjoys a bit more immunity?
You know what, weddings are always going to happen. Depending on the markets, people are going to spend more money, people are going to spend less money, and it's just part of those things, but they're always going to happen. So, and unfortunately, there's always going to be people that are going to be backing out last second.
Now, companies like yours basically purchase people's packages, people who canceled their weddings, and obviously costs are really going up. So how much are people spending on weddings these days, and what are some of the big ticket items that they're really splashing out on?
So obviously the biggest ticket item is the venue and the catering. People are really going towards fancier dishes. They want unique appetizers and hors d'oeuvres, and the venue. They want, you know, the extravagant venue. They want all the bells and whistles.
And in this race to really be different, what are we looking at in terms of the costs of a wedding these days?
So just as you said, I mean, those statistics are real. The average price of the weddings are going up. And yeah, it's just on the rise right now.
Now, we also know that there are all kinds of apps and websites now that allow people to plan their special day virtually. So tell us a bit more about the kind of role that technology is playing overall in the wedding industry.
So like you said, there are apps and different things in order to control your wedding and, you know, have it play by play. There are certain features where you can now talk with your vendors can talk to each other, and things are really getting streamlined in that aspect.
And as we look at some of the different weddings in different parts of the world, what are you seeing in terms of the trends and perhaps even the sizes of the weddings that you're looking at these days?
It really just depends on the region. You know, if you go in the real Northeast, Vermont, Maine, you get these nice barn weddings where they're really doing them up. You go down to New York City, it's more chic. You go down to the South, it's more laid back, plantation style almost, large properties, and things along those lines. So it's really you know, where it is.
Now, obviously, there's a high divorce rate, which obviously means some people may be walking down the aisle again. So for companies like yours, what sort of growth could you be looking at?
So, I mean, divorce rates, yeah, people generally tend to go a little bit cheaper on their second wedding. But we do run into people all the time that are trying to save money. People are in a pinch. So I feel like there's always going to be a need for this type of service.
And just lastly, any advice for couples as they're planning for their big day, they don't want to blow their budget, spend some of these exorbitant prices. What advice can you give for them when it comes to really planning for the big day, finance-wise?
So you really just need to know how much your budget is and how much you're willing to go over your budget, because weddings are expensive and the expenses do catch up really quick. So obviously get your important things. Your photographer, you always want to keep the pictures forever. If you want video, make sure you get a good video guy. And then I would say spend a little bit more time on your venue and your catering. All right. And obviously floral arrangements too.
We'll have to leave it there, but thank you so much for joining us. Kyle Tysvaer, CEO of Steal My Wedding Day.